It's Kentucky Cash time. Hi, I'm Karen Young, and we're ready to pick Kentucky's daily number. Each machine will randomly select a ball numbered 0 to 9 for tonight's winning three-digit number. You could win straight or bucks. And here's tonight's winning number. 9, 6, 1. That's 961. Play Kentucky Cash Monday through Saturday.
Cut above, oh so nice. Long John Silver's making a splash. Fresh and hot, a wave of gold. Tender shrimp, so big and bold. Long John Silver's making a splash. Long John Silver's making a splash.
Try our 6 new lunch specials starting at just $1.99.
Infertility. 1 in every 6 to 7 couples suffers from infertility. Infertility equally affects both men and women. Most causes can now be diagnosed, and the majority of people can be successfully treated with modern infertility techniques.
TV.
The future of your children's education tonight on WHAS TV.
Tonight, a PM Magazine special. It's the event that Hollywood attends. It's the place where stars are made. It's the show with an ending no one can predict.
The envelope.
The envelope. The envelope.
The envelope. The envelope. The envelope, please.
Inside the Academy. Is talent being rewarded, or are stars buying the vote?
Studios will spend enormous millions of dollars on campaigns for the Oscars for one simple reason. It means money.
Inside Stardom, the celebrity contenders.
I will go and I will do my best and I will be seen and try to be remembered.
Inside Odds, who's favored to bring home the gold?
No question about it. It's going to be born on the 4th of July.
It's really good to be picked out by people that work in movies and know movies.
Inside the Academy Awards, that's all tonight on PM Magazine.
Good evening. Coming to you tonight from the Water Tower Gift Shop, I'm Felicia Ferguson.
And I'm Jeff Anderson. Welcome to PM Magazine.
Well, tonight, Hollywood's finest will pour out of their limousines and prove once again that their town is still the glamour capital of the world. And a few lucky actors and filmmakers will walk away with a little gold statuette. Proof that their peers think that last year they did a better job than anyone else.
Sure, that may sound simple and democratic, but don't be fooled, folks. The fact of the matter is, studios go to great lengths and great expense to make sure that their movies are part of the action.
It's that time of year again when humility, sincerity, and good taste make their special annual appearance in Hollywood.
I understand Sally Field.
Completely. For nominees, Oscar night is the climax of an intensive campaign for visibility, starting with interviews, trade ads, and attending all those other awards shows.
It's bucks. That's what the Academy Awards are really all about. That's what they were originated for. They're Hollywood's self-pat on the back, but the ultimate is that it raises your price and it does much more box office for the film.
For actors, Oscar can be a better friend than a shrewd agent and a better negotiator. For a studio, the little gold statuette can boost grosses, sweeten video deals, and bring in better projects. But as the old saying goes, you've got to spend money to make money. And this time of year, there's an awful lot of it being thrown around.
Remember, a single ad in Daily Variety probably cost them over $2,000, and they seem to run those all the time, several a week sometimes. And so in some cases, it can be $200,000 or $250,000 or even more that's spent.
Expensive Oscar advertising is nothing new. Promotional campaigns have been a fact of life in Hollywood for more than 30 years. And traditionally, when the nominations are in, the studio-financed advertising machinery grinds into high gear. Syndicated columnist Frank Swartlow believes the trade ad campaigns have endured for a very good reason.
The ads can make a difference because you wouldn't advertise if they didn't. People would not do these things unless they had a direct impact.
But according to author Alex Ben Block, many of the high-budget Oscar campaigns are just plain silly.
And this year's main candidate was Batman. Here's a picture made $250 million, and Warner Brothers just couldn't do enough for it. And for the stars, And so they ran a bunch of ads, but it was never very realistic to think that it was going to be a serious contender when it came to Academy Awards.
But for all those ads, all those billboards, and all that money, Batman received only one nomination for set design. Conventional wisdom within the industry says that many campaigns are strictly vanity advertising. But what about the fact that Universal and Warner Brothers invested major money on very successful campaigns for Driving Miss Daisy and Born on the 4th of July?
In terms of the marketing and advertising, you don't want your campaign to be totally exploitive. You want it to push those aspects of the campaign that will make people feel that it's a prestige film.
And one of the most surprising nominations this year utilized a new marketing technique very successfully.
A lot of people feel that, for instance, Camille Claudel this year got nominations, and Isabella Gianni was nominated because they sent out a cassette of the movie to almost every member of the Academy.
For every successful high-budget campaign, there are dozens of embarrassing failures. And it's often rumored that stars will secretly invest their own money on Oscar campaigns.
I think the example of Diana Ross a few years back, she had a nomination for Lady Sings the Blues. And she just threw money all over the place, or the studio threw money all over the place. It just went too far.
And every once in a while, an artist hopes to avoid the Oscar hype altogether.
Woody Allen has discouraged the studio over the years from running ad campaigns, but he obviously is well known for not wanting that kind of attention.
Woody Allen stayed in New York the night he won his Best Director Oscar for Annie Hall. And it may just prove that the only place you can really buy an Oscar is at an auction. But winning an Oscar requires far more than just money.
When you find that perfect balance and you deliver a great picture and it gets good distribution and it gets good marketing and the word of mouth is favorable, then you get the nominations.
Advertising works for some people, but there are certain films and certain performances that the word of mouth gets out and people take notice.
This year, the film that shelled out the most money in Oscar advertising was a foreign film called Tell the Soda. The producers bought 112 pages of ads and received 0 nominations.
Nominations? I never even heard of it. Well, tonight may be the biggest night of the year in Hollywood, but nothing can compare here in Louisville to the first Saturday in May. I'm talking, of course, about the Kentucky Derby. Now, if you're looking for just the right derby hat to top off your ensemble, you might want to consider something completely different. If you're adventurous, have a great sense of humor, like things a little bizarre, well, mark your calendar for Thursday, March 29th. That's the night Les Chapeaux Extraordinaire takes place at the Water Tower.
The event is an auction of some very unexpected hats, some wearable, some decorative, but all collectible works of art. Over 50 area artists have created pieces for the auction, including fiber artist Pat DeReamer.
I received the invitation while we were in Florida, and because I was down there on holiday, I didn't have anything to work with. And we had just gotten back from Indonesia, and knowing that the people use palm fronds and other type of natural things, I went out in the side yard and clipped off a big palm frond and wove the hat out of the palm frond.
Artist Billy Hertz's creation is constructed of exotic elements as well.
So it's a combination of materials. There's a plastic visor hat, a bridle form, and then flexible fiberglass window screening. And it's all spray painted with a black enamel, set with rhinestones, and then little slashes of red. A little red never hurts, no matter what you're doing.
And while the auction promises to be fabulous and fun, Les Chapeaux Extraordinaire co-chairperson Madeline Abramson points out it's all for a good cause.
This event is being held to benefit the Adaptive Equipment Fund of 7 County Services, which is a nonprofit organization. And this equipment fund is used to meet the needs of developmentally disabled people in Kentuckiana who cannot afford to purchase such equipment. Anything that will improve the quality of life for a developmentally disabled person and give them greater independence in their living.
Les Chapeaux Extraordinaire will be this Thursday evening at the Water Tower. For ticket information, call 7 County Services at 589-8600.
We'll be right back with more PM Magazine.
My boss man wants to kill me. Presentation was a total flop. Stocks are down. I'm wearing a frown. And my beaver's in the shop. It's Blue Monday. In a sea of blue. I'm swimming along. Just one good thing about Blue Monday. At least I get to see those crazy designing women.
Designing Women and the CBS Monday night comedy is the cure for Blue Monday.
Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, 65. I hope I feel as good at 75. Look at the kids.
If you're 65 or older and covered by Medicare Parts A and B, we have a simple solution to your health care questions. It's the Medicare Solution from Humana. Call now for your booklet at no cost to you. It provides you with the latest facts about Medicare and information about Medicare supplement insurance that pays 100% of your Medicare Part A deductible. You'll also find out about Humana Hospitals and the Humana Seniors Association, a nationwide not-for-profit organization that offers seniors many services. Whether you already have Medicare supplement insurance or not, it makes sense to compare. Call now. The Medicare Solution booklet is yours at no cost or obligation when you call this toll-free number.
Grandpa has to make a phone call, okay?
Can I dial?
Preview the vibrant colors and new designs of spring at Oxmoor Center. There's something for everyone. The latest fashions, over 125 friendly retailers, the mezzanine food court, and Easter Bunny. Experience the all-new Oxmoor, where we bridge the past with the present.
Give your kids a load of fun with the Fisher-Price water barrow with a real water hose. It was $19.99, but is now sale price for springtime fun at just $17.99 at K&K Toys. Kirkland's, your complete gift and home accessory store, is jumping into spring with exceptional values, like up to 60% savings on porcelain planters and low prices on house-painted baskets. Fine quality jewelry at the best price every day. That's what you'll find at Leroy's Jewelers. Your satisfaction is our first concern, and our 6-month money-back guarantee proves it. Levin Hearts, a tradition in fine clothing since 1898, offers a wide selection of clothing for both men and women. Whether for business or pleasure, Levin Hearts offers the look for the style of your life.
When the nominees for Best Supporting Actress are announced tonight, the cameras are going to zoom in on the nervous face of one of today's most sought-after young actresses, Julia Roberts. And her performance in Steel Magnolias caught the attention of more than just the Academy. With only 3 credits to her name, the offers are pouring in.
I would rather have 30 minutes of wonderful than a lifetime of nothing special.
When you are faced with the last role to be cast in a movie that has been cast with these 5 kinds of women, there's not a lot of security in going in. You know, you just kind of go with the attitude that I will go and do my best. I will no way on earth get this part because it's a bit of a fantasy. You know, it's too picture perfect. But I will go and I will do my best and I will be seen and try to be remembered.
Being remembered is the last of Julia Roberts' worries right now. She's right. It's a fantasy. It's too picture perfect. Almost overnight, she's become one of Hollywood's hottest actresses. In Steel Magnolias, only her 3rd movie, she's landed an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Winning awards is nothing new to her. She's had practice lately, accepting a Golden Globe for the same role.
I want to thank God. I'm really nervous.
It's wonderful and scary, actually. And I'm really fortunate to, you know, be like this little baby in the world of this business and have someone at this point confirm that for this amount of time, I've done all right.
This Cinderella story began 24 years ago. She was coached by her parents, and she's not the only star that they produced. If you look really close, you may see a resemblance to her brother, Eric Roberts.
My parents were actors. Acting with Roberts it's like started before the dawn of time, you know? So it's kind of an unfair misconception that it started with Eric because both of my parents, they had a theater school in Atlanta and were really involved in this kind of stuff.
Being from Georgia may very well be her only professional flaw. Julia had to go through grueling training to lose that hometown Southern accent.
Very tedious, a lot of cat, dog, I'm going to the restaurant. It's hideous. you know. But when I get really tired, though, I become Ellie Mae Clampett on a rampage.
Do I look okay?
Something's missing.
Well, nothing else. Since she seems to be so perfect, what's the perfect next step from the Academy Awards? How about the lead in a Gary Marshall film co-starring Richard Gere? This time she's tempting fate, trying what many actors consider too difficult, comedy.
I asked Gary to make me laugh for a scene I'm supposed to be laughing, and he just calls action and doesn't help me. And I'm thinking I'm out on a limb, and the camera's rolling, and Gary says, if Raul Julia married our star, what would she be called? Julia Julia. So, you know, it was that kind of like play all the time.
Her life could be considered a little too perfect. Okay, so Harper's Bazaar named her one of America's 10 most beautiful women, and her career is full steam ahead. There's got to be something she doesn't have.
I don't have anything to wear, and I don't have a date. It's a bit of a sad situation, isn't it? In this kind of perfect scenario of the Academy Awards, and I don't have a date or a dress, so basically I have some work to do before the 26th.
Well done! Walk, walk, walk! Well, I doubt Julia had much trouble finding a date, and let's just hope she finds something to wear. Because let's face it, that's half the fun on Oscar night, watching what the stars are wearing. And tonight, PM Magazine's Mike Jarek visits with fashion critic Mr. Blackwell about Oscar wear triumphs and tragedies.
You wear it well, oh yeah, baby. You wear it well, you wear it well. Take my breath away.
Now, before we talk about a preview of this year, let's talk about last year. Is that all right?
Why? I mean, I already was made ill by last year, and if I must do it again, please.
I'm sorry.
Be my guest.
But there were some good points. Now, Daryl Hannah, I thought, looked pretty good.
Well, Daryl Hannah borrowed the dress, and I think she made a fool out of herself, saying, well, I just borrowed this little number, and I'm going to have to return it. Frankly, if you're going to borrow something, get something that looks good on you.
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, poor thing. I mean, really, that was a tragedy. Well, I'm sure she does walls or windows on the side. I mean, I'd give her minus 48 based on 10 being best. And I'll lay you odds this year, not big odds, I'll lay you odds there's going to be a major change in Cher.
Really?
I think so.
I mean, more conservative. More clothing.
No, I think more class.
More class.
Well, let's separate conservative from class. I mean more class. Now, Cher walks great, but I wish she'd wear a dress. I mean, this costume, this constant lingerie kind of a look. I mean, she's got to give it up.
Any other maybe predictions that you might have? Well,
let's hope Jessica Tandy doesn't wear Miss Daisy. A little more Scarlet O'Hara won't hurt her a little bit.
One other one, Michelle Pfeiffer.
How could she be wrong? Oh, Michelle could come out wearing my walls. By the way, there's one big bet going around.
Yes.
Marlon Brando. There's a question, is he coming? Is he not coming? Then the second big bet is, what is he going to wear? A tent or a tux? Now, in my opinion, the Academy Awards, according to a poll, is looked at not to see who wins by the women, but to see what they're wearing. And whether these stars or these actresses like it or not, they owe something to the public. And they better get a three-way mirror and do a job on themselves. Because if they don't, the public's going to turn their back.
Well, fashion atrocities certainly haven't hurt Cher's career. And yes, last year, Mr. Blackwell did approve of one of the gowns worn during the Oscar ceremony, Gina Davis's dress, which she designed herself. Stay with us. Coming up next, the Oscar means big bucks at the box office. Find out who Hollywood insiders are betting on to bring home the gold.
Hearing and understanding conversation in noisy places. What I went through. Now with my tiny Beltone petites, I hear everything. My good life goes on. Yours can too. It's Beltone's 50th anniversary. Take advantage of this special offer.
Call 1-800-776-1800 for your free copy of the Beltone Guide to Better Hearing. There's no obligation. Call 1-800-776-1800.
Recently, when I became deathly ill, I was able to summon an ambulance, my next-door neighbor, my family, and my doctor without picking up a telephone. I used this remote control to contact Lifecall, my 24-hour emergency medical response service. Watch. You just press this button and speak into the air and...
I'm having chest pain.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
See? Protect yourself with Lifecall, and you're never alone. To get complete free information by mail about this affordable medical emergency response system, call toll-free now. Lifecall can save your life, so call to get free details by mail right away.
For free information about Lifecall, call 1-800-648-5900. That's 1-800-648-5900.
Imagine a Disneyland as big as the city of San Francisco. A Disney World with a surprise around every corner. 43 square miles of tropical paradise. The spectacular Disney MGM Studios theme park. And the incredible Epcot Center. Imagine yourself here, Walt Disney World in Florida, as big as imagination gets.
Over northern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio.
Headline news.
Right. Style to handle the curves with power and elegance. The Electro
I
Speedster.
want that car.
Winning an Oscar can translate into millions of dollars in box office receipts and a huge salary increase for the star. But Hollywood isn't the only community with its wallet on the line tonight. Nope. The chances are you've probably got a few bucks down in the ceremony yourself. Well, if you do, you certainly aren't alone.
Nice outfit.
You the man. No, you the man. No, you the man. No, you the man.
Can we discuss this later?
Want to smash my face?
The Academy Awards may be the event of the year in Hollywood, but gamblers from coast to coast are getting in on the action too.
If it were legal, how much, I guess the word is, how much action would the Academy Awards generate?
I honestly think that the Academy Awards would be equal to the World Series, maybe more, because it has a bigger following across the board than specific sporting events where some people like, some people don't like.
Lenny Del Genio runs the sports book at Bally's in Las Vegas. He's been setting the odds on Oscar for 8 years and has an incredible 75% accuracy rate.
It's absolutely luck is what it is. That's the secret ingredient. And a lot of research and a lot of time and effort. It's not a one-man show. There's a group of people that I sit down with that come up with this. And it's fun.
So who are the favorites in this year's contest? We asked Las Vegas Lenny for his picks, and we turned to a more mainstream expert for his point of view. Nat Segaloff is a member of the prestigious Boston Film Critics Society. First, their picks for Best Actress.
Michelle Pfeiffer, the fabulous Baker Boys, you singing and lovemaking. We made her 6 to 5 just on that.
That's what you get for making love.
The Best Actress, I think, is Jessica Tandy because it's the most textured performance in the most difficult role. It's a marvelous job.
Oh,
Yes.
you're my best friend.
Best Actor?
It's going to come down to Morgan Freeman and Tom Cruise, with Morgan Freeman absolutely probably getting the Academy Award.
I used to wrestle hogs to the ground doing killing time.
Outside of not wanting to bet on anything because I can't afford to not buy groceries that week, I would probably put money on Tom Cruise if I were a betting man, which of course I'm not.
I'm not whole. I never will be, and that's the way it is, isn't it?
For the top award, Best Picture, Lenny favors Driving Miss Daisy at even money. Born on the 4th of July is close behind at 6 to 5. My Left Foot is at 3 to 1. Dead Poets Society is at 4-1, and the long shot Field of Dreams is at 5-1.
Best picture, I'd vote for Field of Dreams. I think it's going to come from behind, and I want to clean up on those odds.
While there are no sure things in Hollywood or Las Vegas, one thing is certain. On Academy Awards night, the stakes couldn't be higher.
I think there are producers and agents all over town who are betting on the Academy Awards, only it's not with money, it's with their clients' rear ends.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Now, just like sporting events, not all odds makers agree on tonight's outcome. For instance, odds makers at the Las Vegas Hilton have picked Jessica Tandy as a 2-1 favorite to take the Oscar for Best Actress, and Daniel Day-Lewis is a 9-5 favorite to take the Oscar for Best Actor. Best Picture, Born on the 4th of July by a Nose. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more PM Magazine.
Preview the vibrant colors and new designs of spring at Oxmoor Center. There's something for everyone. The latest fashions, over 125 friendly retailers, the mezzanine food court, and Easter Bunny. Experience the all-new Oxmoor, where we bridge the past with the present.
Especially for spring, try Baskin-Robbins 2-scoop hot fudge sundae. Whipped cream, nuts, a cherry, and the $1.59 price makes it too good to pass by at Baskin-Robbins. Fellows, as you stop by the Oxmoor Smoke Shop for your favorite blends, take a look at the incredible selection of baseball cards. Whether new packages or individual collector cards, the Smoke Shop is a big hit.
Drift on in today for a burrito deluxe enchilada style. Tumbleweed Restaurants, Mexican food and the hearty taste of Texas.
Tom McCann has the largest variety of stylish, styleable shoes ever, perfect for spring occasions. And since they start at just $30, we dye them free, so your budget will never run in the red.
Just for the fun of it, play in the sun of it, at Daytona Beach, a natural treasure that's here for your pleasure is calling you. You've got your deep sea fishing, speedway racing, and wide sandy beaches to Florida's favorite beach, Daytona Beach. I love you.
In the future, all car sales will be like this. Blast Off 90. Experience it today at your Kentuckiana Chevy Geo dealers. Get $800 cash back on the sports car of tomorrow, Geo Storm. And blast off with 16-valve dual overhead cam power. Plus, first-time buyer's assistance could mean no down payment on every Geo we've got. No down payment on Geo Metro, Prism, Tracker, or Storm. It only happens once. Blast Off 90. It's the sale of the future. Going on right now at your Kentuckiana Chevy Geo dealer.
Now, be sure to join us tomorrow night as we take a look at some mysterious UFO action in Florida.
And don't forget to check out Les Chapeaux Extraordinaire here at the Water Tower on Thursday. For ticket information, just call 7 County Services. Well, that's our show for tonight.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Join Melissa Forsythe for a special Action News report. What's in the future for Kentucky's school system? Get the facts on the reform from the architects of the bill, plus teachers who voice their opinions on education reform, tonight at 11:35. Now, get in step with Major Dad, next on WHAS TV.